If you came to me and told me that you wanted to improve as much as you possibly can in the next 30 days so that you can win more matches, this is what I would tell you to work on. So potentially there might be a lot of different things that you need to improve technically, but what you need to understand is that technique changes take time. It takes thousands and thousands of repetitions before a new technique is going to hold up under pressure in a match situation. So we can't change your technique. Instead, the thing that I'm going to tell you to focus and work on first is your shot selection. The brutal reality is that the vast majority of points in tennis are lost by silly mistakes, by unforced errors when players are going for too much, they're going for a shot that's too close to the line, they're trying to be too aggressive in the wrong situation. Most players give way too much credit to their opponents. They think that their opponents are hitting these awesome shots and hitting winners and putting the ball away. But in the reality that I see watching players, that isn't what happens. They're just making mistakes because they're going for too much. And if you're not sure if this is happening for you, record yourself. Record yourself playing a match and watch what happens, watch where you're losing your points, and what you'll see is that most of them come from unforced errors because you went for a low percentage shot. And if you can change that, and if you can start going for higher percentage shots, hitting big targets, aiming deep cross court, but not aiming towards the baseline, just deep-ish, that is going to be the easiest thing that you can do to be winning more matches in 30 days' time. The second thing that I would tell you to work on to help you win more matches in 30 days is your footwork, and more specifically, your recovery after you hit a shot and your intensity with your feet in between shots. So not even the footwork as you're moving to the ball and trying to set up in the right position. That would be a great thing to focus on as well. But I find for the vast majority of players, the biggest issue is the recovery. They hit their shot, they watch the ball, and then they're not even ready to start their split step in time to then move and set up and try and get in the best position possible. Because if you do want to play a better brand of tennis, you want to be able to play more aggressive tennis, the foundation is setting up in optimal position for your shots. But unless you recover properly after your previous shot, you won't be able to do it. So what you want to be thinking about is you hit your shot. So I'm hitting this wide forehand. I'm going to be aiming deep cross court because that's the smartest thing to do tactically. I know roughly where the ball's going. I don't know exactly where it's going because we're not robots, but I know roughly where it's going. So I'm going to hit the shot and then I'm going to start my recovery before I even look where the ball's going. So I hit my shot, I start my recovery step, and then I'm just in position, trying to stay as light on my toes as I can, have good footwork intensity. Working on that is going to give you the best chance of hitting a high quality ball on the next shot and being more consistent, which is then going to lead to winning more matches. And then the third thing that I tell you to focus on is watching the ball through to contact. So potentially it's something that you do think about a little bit, but I find most players don't focus fully on it. They get distracted by all this other different stuff. But in terms of improving your consistency there and then in a match situation, watching the ball through to contact is one of the most important things you could do. So you just literally double down on it and develop this laser sharp focus where you're just watching the ball, keeping your head still for a moment or two after contact, and doing your recovery step while you're keeping your head still. So by thinking about that, again, it's going to help you to cut down on unforced errors, which is going to lead to winning more matches. Now, what you also can do, in addition to focusing on watching the ball through to contact, is you can actually train and improve how your visual system functions, because ball tracking is really hard and there are a number of different visual skills that go into tracking the ball well. And the reality is that a lot of adult tennis players, their visual system doesn't work as well as it needs to because people spend so much time looking at screens and looking at phones, and our body adapts to what we do. So we spend all our time looking at screens. The visual system adapts to that, and it does the opposite of prepare you to do everything that you need to do in tennis and track the ball as it's moving towards you. So what I've done is created a free Tennis Vision starter program that's going to help you to improve how your visual system is functioning. I'll place a link to it down in the description, or you can go to tennishacker.net/vision. So if you work on that side of things, start training your vision, focus on watching the ball through to contact, focus on the recovery, and then work on your shot selection. Those three things will make a massive difference for any player to help them win more quickly. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Very simple stuff, very foundational concepts, but this is the stuff that players need to work on if they actually want to improve and win more matches. Any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.